Carl Azus reporting for CNN Student News. It is March 25th, 2019, and we're going to talk about the overall economy of Italy. We're going to begin first with reporter Amber.
Hello, I'm Amber Schott, reporting in Florence, Italy. I'm here on site today to talk about the country's GDP and where it ranks currently in the world. Italy's GDP is 2,071,413 and currently ranks 9th in the world according to CountryEconomy.com. A rise in GDP demonstrates an example of economic growth because it shows more money is being circulated throughout the economy. GDP measures the value of final goods and services produced within a country's borders during a specific time period. Italy's economy is a good example of GDP, demonstrating economic growth because Italy's GDP in 2017 was $1,938,679 and had since rose about $132,734 in 2018. This shows a positive trend and shows the output had increased for the country. Must have been making more plates of spaghetti or something. According to a graph from BBC.com, it shows the Italian GDP growth over the years from 2015 to 2018. Starting out at 0, you can see there hasn't been no significant raises or drops, and it's pretty much flatlined throughout the years. And currently at 2018, it ends up being at a GDP growth of 0.2%. Italy's inflation rate has been at a constant 1.1% until January of 2019, when it fell to 0.9%. Then it rose back up again to 1% as of February of 2019. According to an article on TradingEconomics.com, for a developed country, 1.1% is pretty low, and we usually want to see inflation rates around 2% for a developed country. For Italy, this may be caused by lower rates of production, and the country may not be using their resources as efficiently as they could be. This shows that the economics growth is a little more steady, and the country's economy does not grow as quickly. So is it demand pull or cost inflation? Well, demand pull inflation is usually attributed to lower, steady inflation rates. According to TexasGateway.org, higher prices have been seen in unprocessed food, tobacco, and non-regulated energy products due to a higher demand for products like these, but not enough output to satisfy the demand. This also relates back to Italy's lack of efficient production. Thank you. Back to John.
This just in, Italy is in fact a leader country. Now let's talk about why. According to TradingEconomics.com, the average growth for Italy is around 2.41% per year, qualifying the country to be a leader country because of the lower yet steady growth rate. Now let's talk about the subjects why. First, property rights. Italy does have property rights within their country, and contracts are known for being secure. According to ICLG.com, the legal system in Italy fully protects any person receiving a title from a registered owner. Property rights are a necessity to sustaining economic growth, so people will invest within their country. Now let's talk about education. According to the CIA World Factbook, 99.2% of the Italian population is literate. The Constitution in Italy guarantees the freedom of art, science, and teaching. Italy provides for state schools, and private schools are permitted by law, just like in the United States. Education is only compulsory for children ages 6 to 16. Having a free education system helps push for a higher educated workforce, which can help promote economic growth. Now, free trade. According to the world's top exports.com, in Italy, the value of imports and exports equals to 59.5% of their GDP. The average tariff is 2.0%. Italy does use some direct non-tariff trade barriers on things like technical and product-specific regulations, subsidies, and quotas. Most sectors of the economy are open to trade from foreign companies. Creating open trade allows products like machinery and vehicles to be shipped out of the country while money is coming in. And now, patents and copyrights. Stated by the UK Practical Law, the legal requirements in Italy for patents are novelty, inventive steps, industrial application, lawfulness, and sufficient description. The legal requirements for a copyright are novelty, distinctive character, and lawfulness. Having these qualifications for legal rights helps to give an incentive to create new things and know they will not be stolen by anybody else. And finally, a competitive market system. According to www.forbes.com, the Italian economy is made of the industrial north and the agricultural south. The economy is driven by high quality products created by small and medium-sized family businesses. Italy is fortunate to be ran by a plethora of family businesses, keeping prices competitive since no giant company has come in and taken over the industry.
Hello, it's Ali here reporting on Italy's savings rate and how it can correlate with economic growth. I will also be reporting on 2 examples of shortcoming of GDP. Italy's GDP fell by 0.1% in July through September due to weaker domestic demand, and it was the first decline since 2014, according to Gavin Jones and Reuters. They also had another issue with it falling. There needed to be more focus on cutting deficit rather than expanding. And here I have a graph of the quarterly gross domestic savings rates of July 2015 through January 2018. As you can see on the graph, it was at its lowest of April 2016 at 19.668. But in January of 2016, it was 20.863. It was at its highest in July 2016 at 22.111. In October of 2016, it was at 20.483. So as you can see, that was a very big drop. Here on this graph, it shows different economic outputs in other countries along with Italy. As you can see, Italy is quite low because of the small family-owned businesses, and U.S. being at the top of the graph because of their lots of large corporations. My 2 examples of shortcoming of GDP is according to Financial Times, in the country's economic output has stayed at 5% below its precise peak in 2008. The reason for them being stuck is because the economy strives off of family-owned businesses that are typically smaller and bring in less income than a larger corporation, according to Financial Times. Financial Times also says, according to European Commission's SME trackers, 95% of Italy's businesses have less than 10 workers. They also have issues that larger companies have a harder time growing in Italy's economy because there isn't enough money to support them, according to Financial Times.
Hello, it's Ryan. I'm going to be reporting on the unemployment in Italy, its causes, and economic growth trends. The current unemployment rate in Italy as of January 2019 is 10.5%, which is down 0.8% from 2017 and 2.5% when the unemployment rate was 13% in 2014. Italy's large population of 60.6 million people is a factor as well in the rate of unemployment. The type of unemployment in Italy is cyclical because of the recession. According to Graham Hack, in a letter he sent to Financial Times, labor costs in Italy rose by about 20%, which tells us why Italy's growth and export performance has lagged compared to other countries. Italy's cost of labor reached an all-time high in the 4th quarter of 2018 at 108.7 index points, according to Trading Economics. In the past 5 years, there has been a lot of positive economic growth, but it dropped in the 3rd quarter of 2018 by 0.2 points. Because of this decline, Italy has gone into a recession for the 3rd time in a decade, according to Trading Economics. Since Italy's exports are down, their economic growth is quickly falling. 10 years ago, the rate was down 2.75 points in the 3rd quarter of 2009.
Today we talked about many important things like why Italy's economy is a good example of economic growth and how it is steadily growing and balancing the inflation rates and GDP. Italy's cost of labor is on its way up, which must be making the Italian people happy, even though it is not helping their economy. The Italian government does still need to improve on some things like limiting their budget and speeding up the processes in court. Overall, Italy is a great country to be in if you'd like to run a small family business. And hey, did you hear about that Italian chef who died? He passed away. Thank you for joining us on another edition of CNN Student News.